Hi everybody, this is Dan Stolebarger and welcome to this week's KFIR, Young Lions, Middle East Update. It's the week of October 12th. Before we get started, make sure that you go to our website at holygroundexplorations.com in order to access the PDF PowerPoint that accompanies this video presentation. So let's begin with a couple advertisements. We're hiking Israel. If you're interested, it's a limited kind of exclusive tour that I'll be leading. We'll be hiking the Snake Path up to Masada, all the way to the top of En Gedi, up to the upper ridge, down to the ancient synagogue of Gamla up in the Galilee. But the big one is going to be a 3.5 day walk that takes you from Nazareth to Capernaum, and it's on a trail called the Jesus Trail. I've done this tour twice, and I know I got one more in me at least, so if you're interested, we're only taking a small amount of people, less than 15. Spots are filling up, so contact us right away. We're not even putting this on our website. You can email me at dan@hgexplorations.com. And if you do that, you want more information, I can send you a brochure and all of that. So again, that's coming up February 16th through the 26th. It really is an incredible experience. So pray about joining us and sign up right away because, like I said, the spots are filling up. Excuse me. The second thing is we have a spring tour that's February 28th through March 9th called Revealing Israel. You can find that one on our website as well. We just love taking people to Israel and giving them truly an experience of a lifetime. So check it out if you're interested. Again, all the information you need is on our website. Let's jump into this week's headlines. Angela Merkel visited Israel this last week. A couple of her quotes. She said that the Palestinians must recognize Israel as a Jewish state. She talked about Iran. According to her, we have to make sure that we prevent Iran from creating a nuclear bomb in relationship to Syria. She said we must move towards zero regime presences in Syria, such as Russia, Israel, the US, or whatever. And then she said there's absolutely no question that the fact that Iranian forces are standing near the Golan Heights is a threat to Israel. The IDF on Thursday destroyed a cross-border Hamas attack tunnel in central Gaza. This is the 15th such tunnel that's been demolished by the army this year. The truce is breaking down. Israel and Hamas, they've been in truce talks over Gaza via Egyptian mediation, but the talks are going nowhere, and opponents are saying this truly could be leading to a war. Israel lost a friend in the United Nations. Nikki Haley announced her departure, no doubt. She's been one of Israel's staunchest allies. At the end of this PDF PowerPoint, we've given you 3 different, what I call quotable quotes from Nikki Haley. Make sure you check those out. And then, the question always, is it safe to visit Israel? Facts, 56% of people viewed Israel as one of the unsafest countries in the world to visit, and yet the tourist industry is setting all-time records. It's absolutely booming. And so once again, talk to people that have been to Israel, they'll all say the same thing. You got no worries whatsoever. So a couple things that we'll highlight, and then once again, hopefully you'll get much more information from the website, from the PDF. But unfortunately, there was a terror attack this last week in Israel, a 23-year-old Palestinian terrorist, murdered 2 of his co-workers in the Barkin industrial zone, shot them execution style. We have pictures of them. We want to remember them. Ziv Hajbi, father of 3, and then Kim Ezekiel was a mother of an infant as well. And why were they killed? Because they were Jewish. And of course, we have the Palestinian Authority now going on record and basically saying Israel is to blame. The Facebook page of Abbas's Fatah movement basically blamed Israel for the murders, stating that Israel is incapable of protecting anyone that steals the Palestinian land. Just tragic. And there's beginning to be a groundswell, a passionate plea to say enough's enough. It's time to institute the death penalty for tourists. It's time to not be compromising when it comes to terrorists butchering and taking the life of Israelis. So you can read a little bit more about that. Again, the PA funding. This is the pay for slay. On Wednesday, Abbas made it clear to the world that if forced to choose, he'll pay salaries to terrorists rather than for the education of Palestinian children. So there wasn't enough money in the UNRWA budget for school books, textbooks, school in general, and this was Abbas's comments about that he would, I think he basically said at the end, even if we need to cut from our flesh, we will continue to give support and aid to our shaheeds, our martyrs, those that have taken and killed Israelis. Not comforting news about the Golan Heights. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov dismissed Israel's claim for sovereignty in the Golan Heights when he stated on Wednesday that changing the status of the Golan Heights without the approval of the UN Security Council would consist of a violation of existing agreements. I mean, this is a big deal. We still know that there's some tension, some friction between Israel and Russia. We talked about that last week. And we know the need for Israel to keep control over the Golan Heights. Anybody that's been up to the top of Mount Ben Tal looking out, looking from the height down, understands the strategic military need for Israel to keep the high ground. And then once again, it's just hard to explain just to a Western mindset where we think about rational, we think about a handshake, my word is my bond. The reality is that for the Palestinian Authority at the very top with Abbas, they basically see Israel as a culture of Satan. Some of their quotes here that we are now currently entered into the battle of the ultimate history between Islam and the enemies of Islam. The Israelis and the Jews are at the top of the chart as being the enemies of Islam, and they have a culture of Satan, and they simply represent evil. How do you negotiate with another people a peace treaty that will have any impact when their only agenda is for your, annihilation? That's what we're dealing with. And then there's an article, I'm running out of time here, from Iran. Their funding of terror, just the numbers are staggering. UNESCO's at it once again, adopting resolutions calling the Tomb of the Patriots in Machpelah and Rachel's tomb as part of occupied Palestine. You can read about that. The U.S. is sending more F-35s to Israel. And again, let me just encourage you to go to the website, check it out. Out of time. God bless you. And remember to be praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Shalom.